In this video, we will continue on with the creation of charts and tables within our Power BI report. Since we've already covered how to create a basic table in pie chart, I'm going to temporarily remove these from this page. And I will cover how to create the other charts that remain within the report. The first one is the table that shows beginning and ending values as well as inflows and outflows for the household. The steps to create this table would be to insert the table. So I will insert and then move the table into place. Now I will select the data and the columns I would like to add to the report. So I will click on Add Data, and this data will come from the Performance and Flows table. And the columns I would like will be period, the 1 month time frame, year to date, and inception. The other column I'm going to add is the column that I can use to sort the rows. So I'm going to add the index column we had created as a column from which to sort by. So I'm going to add the index column as the last column. I'm going to rename the index column for this visual to just have the letter I in the title. Now the next thing I will do is I don't need the totals. I'm going to right click on Format, and that'll open up my format pane over to the right. I'm going to select totals and turn the totals off. The next thing I'm going to do is sort the rows. You can see that the rows will be by default sorted alphabetically, and I want them to be sorted differently. We've already set up the index column in a way that will ensure that the column is displayed and sorted properly. So I'm going to click on the 3 ellipse buttons here, click on Sort By, and I'm going to sort by the column labeled I. I'm also going to change this so it sorts ascending. So I'll click on the 3 dots again and select Sort Ascending. So now we have the table sorted as we would like. And now I can change some of the formatting. Over in the Format pane, I'll click on Column Headers, Text. We'll make the text color white and then the background color blue. I can also remove the alternating shading for the rows by going to Values and scrolling down and change the alternating background color to white. I can also make some changes to the grid. If I wanted to have grid lines going vertically or horizontally, I can do so by selecting Grid and making some changes here. I could remove the grid lines altogether, but I will keep those. And I could also adjust the width of the columns. The other thing I would like to do is hide this last column. I don't want this index column to be seen, so I'll go to the end of the table and move this column to the left. Now to correct the spacing here, I just need to go to the Values and deselect Text Wrap, and that will correct the spacing in the table. As you can see, there's other formatting done here. The headings can be made to be bold. The width of the columns could be adjusted just by hovering and dragging the column width to the width you would like. And I could add the title as you see in the other table. So this shows you how to control the formatting and design of this table as well as control the sort order for the rows of data. The next table we will create is our rolling performance table. And again, to add this to the table, I would under Insert select Table, and I will drag this table up and resize it. And here the data for this table will come from the household performance table. So I'll click on the table, now click on the data icon, add data, and I would simply select the time frames that I would like in the table. So year-to-date return and 1 month return and so forth. I would simply select the data fields I would like. Now as you can see, the table within the report has the headings renamed, and once again to change the way the heading appears in the table, I would right click on the label, rename for this visual, and change this to year to date. To add the grid lines, as you can see in the actual table, I'll click on the table, right click, select Format, and now in this case I do want to have the grid lines, so I could add the vertical grid line. I'll turn that on. I can change the color. I could make the headings bold, and also as you can see with the table in the report there is a title, so I'll click on the table, go to Title, turn the title on, and here I could add the title and then format it. So that's a very simple table, and to replicate the existing table, you would just continue to add the columns of data you need to create this visualization. To create the last visual on this page, which shows the year-end value for the household, we're going to create an area chart. So I'll click on Area Chart, and then we'll add the data fields for the chart. And in this case, the data for this chart comes from the annual performance table. So I will click on the data icon, Add Data. Under Annual Performance, I will select the year for the x-axis, and then the value for the y-axis will be the ending market value. So here we have our visualization, and to make some formatting changes, I'll click on the chart, and I can edit the title and change that to Household Value, and resize the font, center the font, and then I can format the y-axis. I'll select y-axis, and here I'll change the formatting. I'll set the beginning value to 0, and then for the values, I will select none for the display units. The format for the year is fine. I could change the title for the y-axis so it matches the actual report. I can just change this to ending value. And I could do the same for the x-axis and change this to year. I could also change the color by going to lines and then colors. I could then change the shading. So there's many other format options here available as well. So that covers how to create these additional charts in the table. And then the last page we will review is the one which displays the year-end balances, as well as a table that shows the beginning and ending values, income, inflows and outflows, and rate of return for each calendar year. To create this page, we would add a text box for the title and version. The performance from inception is created by adding a card, and then the since inception performance for the household. The next chart is a clustered column chart, which is added to the table, and then the data comes from the annual performance table, with the x-axis being the year and the y-axis being the ending value. The additional formatting is similar to other charts we have created. If you wanted to adjust the colors, you would expand the columns option, and here you could change the color for the chart. The table at the bottom, again, it's created similar to the processes we followed with the other tables. The data for this table also comes from our annual performance table, and we add the year, the beginning value, and the other columns to the chart. And then we can simply sort the table by clicking on the period column to sort that column either descending or ascending. So that completes our report. In future videos, we will cover additional reporting concepts and designs, as well as other visualizations that are available within Power BI and other capabilities within the Power BI platform.